I was attending an international conference in one of the Scandinavian countries. The official language was English. There were people from many nations, many for whom English was not their native language, but they were very good. And there were a few who were struggling. So this is a story of one of those who was struggling. He got to the podium and was testing the microphone, tap, tap, tap. And he pointed to the back and he said, "Can you hear in the behind?" He was close, he almost had it. Can you hear in the behind? So we'll ask also, can you hear in the front? So if you can hear in the behind and if you can hear in the front, that is very good and we can move on. Hans Christian Andersen and Charles Dickens were contemporaries. They knew of each other and wanted to meet, and Andersen came to England and met with Charles Dickens briefly. They had a cordial visit. And Charles Dickens said he would be in Denmark at some point in the future and he would drop in on Hans Christian Andersen. When he did, Andersen was out of town, he was traveling. And Charles Dickens left about a dozen autographed books, autographed to Hans Christian Andersen. There are 3 or 4 of them that are still around, and they show up at book fairs and book auctions. Very valuable, of course. People were looking for the others all the time. When he visited in Denmark, he left those books and an invitation for Andersen to return to England and be the house guest of Charles Dickens. Sometime later, Andersen took him up on the offer, came to England for what Dickens assumed would be a 2-week visit. And 2 weeks went by and Andersen stayed, and then he stayed some more. Dickens' daughter called him a bony bore, No hints, subtle or otherwise, would seem to work to drive Andersen out of the house, and he finally stayed 5 weeks. Andersen never could figure out why Dickens never responded to any of his correspondence after that. Now in my home, in my guest room, I have a sign that says, "Mi casa es su casa." Mi casa es su casa. My home is your home. Perhaps we should have the one, Dickens and me, from a bit of Viking wisdom that says, "Go you must. No guest shall stay in one place forever. Love will be lost if you sit too long at a friend's fire."